What if a World War II movie was interrupted by the real war, while the cameras were still rolling? What if its star was carrying a private battle behind the scenes, and the studio kept filming anyway? This is Desperate Journey, 1942. Warner Brothers' breathless wartime thriller built to move fast, hit hard, and never waste your time. These are the top 10 weird behind-the-scenes facts from the film that turned real-world pressure into pure Hollywood momentum. Number 10. Hollywood's Worst Star Playbook. Before we talk about the movie magic, notice this right away. This does not feel like a typical Errol Flynn picture. No elegant swashbuckler romance, no Olivia de Havilland pairing, none of that swashbuckler, you love me, don't you? Flirtation. This one is pure getaway energy, lean, urgent, and built like a chase. So why cast Flynn in something like this? Because in the early 1940s, Hollywood put big, reliable stars into war films constantly. Not just for glamour, because familiar faces pulled audiences in fast, and they could carry urgency without slowing the story down. And that's what Flynn brought here, momentum. Even without a sword, he had that gift of making danger feel like it's moving toward you, fast. He sells courage, confidence, and forward motion in a way the camera can't look away from. And now here's the twist that makes it even more intense. During the film's production, Flynn's draft board physical revealed tuberculosis in his right lung, and he kept working anyway, even concealing the diagnosis to avoid an extended unpaid layoff. And here's the wild 1942 twist. Flynn tried to serve, but health problems made him ineligible, TB included. So he did what he could in that moment. He kept the hero machine running on screen. One biographer summed up the headspace he was in with a line that sticks. Errol's agony of mind can only be imagined. That's the biographer talking, and you can feel why. Then classic studio-era reality, the cameras rolled anyway. That reframes the whole movie. This isn't a gentle war drama. It's running, climbing, brawling, escaping. Flynn looks unstoppable on screen, while quietly carrying more behind the scenes than the audience ever knew. And the war didn't just hit Flynn privately, it reached into the cast in the most literal way possible. Number 9. The war interrupted the film in real time. This isn't trivia. This is history colliding with the call sheet. While filming, Ronald Reagan, then a military reservist, received his call for active service. Warner Brothers asked for a 30-day extension, and the government would only offer about a week. So while the movie is about men racing against the clock, the production suddenly had a clock too. Scenes get reshuffled, priorities get ruthless, and "we'll fix it later" becomes "we're shooting it now." And the irony is perfect. A movie about war pulling men in, being made while the war is literally pulling one of the stars away. And that's when things got very Hollywood. Number 8. The showcase scene that sparked a real backstage clash. When a film runs on a whole team, somebody always gets that one scene that makes you go, okay, that was awesome. In Desperate Journey, it's Reagan's interrogation double talk scene, the rapid-fire talk that turns pressure into advantage. It's slick, memorable, and gives the audience a quick breath right when the tension is tightening. And behind the scenes, it caused trouble. Flynn reportedly wanted the scene and lobbied intensely, but producer Hal Wallace insisted the script stay unchanged. And honestly, the movie benefits, because this is a new picture. Different people bring different skills. One guy bluffs, one guy punches, one guy improvises. That's the fun of it, and it's why the film still feels like a unit moving through chaos, not one superhero doing everything. And if you think that was intense, wait until you hear what the shoot did to Flynn physically, and how the studio hid it. Number 7. They literally rebuilt Flynn on camera. Here's proof the camera couldn't fully hide what was happening. As the shoot wore on, Flynn dropped to about 165 pounds, and behind the scenes he was dealing with tuberculosis during this period. But here's the classic Hollywood twist. The studio didn't know that. Accounts say he kept the diagnosis quiet, so from Warner's point of view, their star was simply getting thinner and the camera couldn't ignore it. So Wardrobe did the most Warner Brothers thing imaginable. They refit his costumes, then padded him to keep the Errol Flynn silhouette intact. Yes, Hollywood literally padded the legend. And that detail hits differently when you remember what he's doing on screen. An extremely physical film, running, climbing, brawling, escaping, while his body was clearly under strain off screen. That's old Hollywood in a nutshell. The camera demands the hero look unbreakable, so the crew quietly does whatever it takes to preserve the illusion, while the person inside the costume pushes through far more than the audience ever realizes. Now here's the weird part. Even critics in 1942 noticed how impossible the story felt, and that reaction explains what Warner was doing with films like this. Number 6. Even in 1942, critics noted the glorious improbability. This isn't a modern technique. People noticed it back then too. TCM notes the film's glorious improbability was jaw-dropping even to the critics of the day. Yet audiences didn't seem to mind, because Warner's goal wasn't documentary realism, it was momentum. These wartime pictures weren't built to be paused and audited. They were built to move, nerve, improvisation, close calls, and keep going, keep going, keep going. And improbable here doesn't mean laugh at it. It means the movie is doing what Hollywood does best, stacking pressure, tightening the clock, and shoving the story forward until your only job as a viewer is to hang on and cheer them through it. And Warner didn't just build that momentum with story. They built it with production choices too. Because the next fact is one of my favorites. Fact number 5. Nazi Europe was built out of California, and the lead actress was switched. Here's the studio magic hiding in plain sight. A big chunk of Nazi Europe in Desperate Journey was actually filmed in California, including Sherwood Lake, the Warner Ranch in Calabasas, and Metropolitan Airport in Los Angeles. Classic Warner Brothers. If you need Europe by Friday, you go find a hillside and start rolling. And the production was moving so fast even casting shifted. Nancy Coleman replaced Karen Verne as Kathy Brahms. That's Warner pragmatism. Keep the schedule alive, grab the terrain you can, and make it feel like you're racing through danger. It's not Europe on a map. It's Europe as a feeling, built at Warner's speed. And once you know that, you can almost hear the movie whispering, "No time, keep going." Now, despite the speed and pressure, the Academy still noticed the craft. Number 4. For a movie this fast, it earned an Oscar nomination for effects. This is the "wait, seriously?" credibility stamp. Desperate Journey received an Academy Award nomination for special effects, photographic effects by Byron Haskin, and sound effects by Nathan Levinson. And that makes total sense, because this movie doesn't persuade you with speeches. It persuades you by moving. The effects and sound aren't just decoration, they're the engine. They make the danger feel real fast, so the story can keep sprinting without stopping to explain itself. Basically, if the movie's motto is, "No time, go!" the effects team is the reason you believe it. And the next fact is pure 1942, when a movie release could become a home front event. Number 3, its world premiere was a war bond spectacle. This is where the film becomes a piece of World War II home front culture. The world premiere happened in Libertyville, Illinois, as a special event tied to war bond fundraising, and local accounts describe it like a full-on civic spectacle, including Illinois Governor Dwight H. Green rolling up in a horse-drawn carriage down Milwaukee Avenue. That is not a normal premiere vibe. That's a community turning movie night into a morale rally. We're in this together, we're pitching in, and we're moving forward. It's also a perfect reminder that in 1942, studios weren't just releasing films, they were staging events. Part entertainment, part morale, part momentum. Which brings us to the real takeaway. Why this movie can feel too big, and why World War II makes that feel true. Here's the heart of why Desperate Journey still works. Yes, it's heightened. It's compressed. It moves like a sprint. But World War II was full of real, no way that happened stories. Improvisation, timing, nerve, and people pushing forward because the stakes demanded it. That's why this doesn't feel like a fairy tale. It feels like the war's reality, distilled, fast decisions, close calls, and sheer will. And once you know what was happening behind the camera, Flynn pushing through illness, trying to serve but being ruled ineligible, and the production racing the clock as Reagan got called up, this urgency stops feeling like a style choice. It starts feeling like the era itself, captured in motion. Fact number 1, the closing takeaway. So why does it still work? Wartime urgency distilled, engineered for momentum, held together by craft, and carried by a leading man running full tilt, even when the real life was anything but easy. Whether it's a pirate deck or occupied Europe, Flynn's gift is the same: momentum. And if you haven't seen it yet, go watch Captain Blood. It's the perfect companion piece and one of the great Flynn adventures. I'll see you in the next adventure.